And it is race number 6 of the IORA Cup Series season. A lot of changes are in effect here tonight. The next-gen car for the first time being used in this league. And it's going to be an incredible race to watch. That is for certain. Practice right now. And it looks like our session might be a little delayed, but we are in the race. And in a few minutes, we will be getting to the action. Although, we still just have a few moments before we get to that point. Not sure if we have the timing on your screen. As it stands, at least a few minutes before we get to the race. Not sure how many, as you can see a few cars for the first time on your screen just about now. And waiting now as we're watching a multitude of drivers. You can see that Landon Gentry was there for just a short moment on your screen. A few others are already loaded into the session and waiting to get going for the first time here tonight. And there we go, watching once again on the screen, that is Gavin Austin. And apologies for the delay there, I had a slight issue behind the scenes, but we have got it all fixed up and we are ready to get going. No ticker on your screen so far. We're going to try to put the ticker up in just a moment as the W Energy machine is rolling around Watkins Glen right now. A Ford Mustang for the driver, Gavin Austin. First time we've seen him all season, and it comes with these next-gen machines. As the W Energy machine is going to take the first turn in style. Going to use the runoff to his advantage, Gavin Austin is, and no contact. He's going to keep going. He is on his way once again in practice. We're going to get the timer up right now because we don't have any information going on your screen just yet. We will have our timer with our ticker. The driver identification is up. We don't have the ticker just yet, and we should have it in just a moment. Gavin Austin, we're still watching right now. Only a few minutes remain in practice. We're not sure just how many yet as he's going to go through the grass. So Gavin Austin going to take a little bit of a trip down to the wall. Unfortunate scenario there, but we're going to certainly see a ton of more laps from him as the race is just getting started. The W Energy machine right there, and he's going to get to a few of the drivers. How about that for the driver of the 22 machine here tonight in Watkins Glen, and we've still got a lot of time before practice concludes. Braxton Whitaker on your screen for the first time tonight with the Brax Tech machinery, the number 51 on your screen right now. And how about that for Braxton Whitaker? First time we've seen him out all night, and still not sure where he is on the standings. Our ticker not open just yet. We're going to get to that hopefully now. We haven't gotten anything up just yet. Braxton Whitaker going around Watkins Glen nonetheless, and watching him for the first time tonight, as you can see, going through the back straightaway of this track, and you can see as he hits the chicane here. Still not sure where he is on the placement. We're going to try to get that ticker up in just a moment. Unfortunately, still not up yet. Not sure what's going on in that regard. But Braxton Whitaker nonetheless on his way. Start finish line, another driver going to pass him. How about that? And Braxton Whitaker on his way once again during pit road. And it appears we have an issue behind the scenes that's causing the ticker not to be shown just yet. And there it is for the first time tonight with 12 minutes of practice remaining. Still got an extended period of yellow on. And we've got this back up. Sincerest of apologies from the FTN booth. We've got an issue at the moment, and we just had a computer go down in the studio, and this is the backup machinery. We are ready to go back at it. My apologies. This should not happen again, but we're going to try to get this all fixed up, because it looks like we've got an issue that just happened. We've got an extended practice period, so we apologize for this once again. Not sure why this has happened, but not in our control here tonight. We are ready to get back to the action in just a moment. And once again, our sincerest apologies. Not sure why this has happened. And it's all over. One computer, we're going to move it on to another. Apologies. Once again, gonna get everything loaded up right now. The show is not over, not by a long shot. We just apologize for the circumstance at hand, because it appears we might have just lost the computer in its entirety. We will be getting to the action shortly. We are ready to go in just a few minutes' time. We're gonna play the intermission music for just a moment. And a short update, we are back online, and we're going to be ready to go back at it in about a minute or so. Our apologies once again. We will be ready in just a short moment. Unprecedented scenario, and we sincerely apologize for what has occurred. This will not occur in any time soon, especially in the near future. We have worked this out. We know what just happened, and we are ready to bring the best of the best, as IORA is only a few minutes away from starting, as stated beforehand. But now we know it's under about 10 minutes. Practice is going to be shortened by just a bit when we come back, and a lot of drivers ready to perhaps get their first win here in Watkins Glen all season. Different car in its entirety, the next gens at a road course. Always going to be calamity, and we hope you enjoy this presentation. It's going to be one for the ages here in the IORA Cup Series. Season number 3 on its way. And for the first time, 6 races in, we're using a new car. And we are ready to get back to the show in just a moment's notice. Once again, apologies from the studio here. And we'll be back in just a moment. And as we wait for this race to begin, we're going to play a special message from the Highline Racing League, which will be showing after this presentation of the IORA Cup Series. We hope you enjoyed this presentation as we wait for the racing to get back on its way here in Watkins Glen. We apologize for the delay. We will be back in the show in just a moment's notice. Here we go. We are just a few seconds away for certain from getting back to the action. It appears everything is underway, and iRacing will cooperate with us for the foreseeable future at the very least, and that is great to hear. Only so much time before we get back at it here in Watkins Glen, and it looks like the time is now. In upstate New York, the Finger Lakes, and we are ready to present, once again, the IORA Cup Series, and it's great to be back. And it looks like we got off to a little bit of the wrong start and the wrong foot, but we are here, and we are ready to get back at it in full. Welcoming everyone who has stopped by so far, and welcoming everyone, of course, who has waited to get back to the show as it stands. It looks like for the first time here tonight, we are ready to get back at it. We're going to get it on your screen just about now. Everyone loading up. And here we go. Once again, from the Glen. Everyone loading in for the first time here tonight. It is a great sight. Every single one of these drivers going to be on your screen for the first time here just about now. And there we go. Banners are going to be disappearing from your screen. And here we go. It is IORA from Watkins Glen and James Thurston right now, top of the charts with a 1-minute 10-second lap here in the Glen. An awfully quick one. He is a tenth and a half up on the second position driver in Sean Conklin. And he's going to put that one into the wall with nothing left in practice. We joined at the right time. It's the right time to qualify. Who's going to get that coveted pole position? We are going to find out, and the show is on the road. James Thurston is going to be your top position sitter in practice. Let's see what he's got here in qualifying in just a moment's time. And ready to get into qualifying. It's going to be a 5-minute dash to get that coveted pole position here in upstate New York. And Watkins Glen, the site of racing for multiple disciplines: Formula 1, Indycar, the NASCAR Cup Series, and many stock car series. And one of them, of course, NASCAR, as stated beforehand, but this is just about the biggest race of the season for Watkins Glen. The Cup Series event every single year draws a major crowd, and certainly going to be one to watch every year, no matter what. How about River Page in the 24 machine? Watching him here for the first time tonight as he is looking forward to getting a great result here for the first time in these next-gen machines. Sean Conklin got 3 wins early into the year with his Truck Series efforts. Let's see what he's got here with the next-gens. A completely different style of driving for the Roperry Motorsports machine. And it looks like he's going to put it down into pit road that time by. And not sure why, but it looks like the 54 machine going to head back to the pits. Andrew Crudy there on your screen. Nothing going on for the driver of the 42 machine just yet. And Aiden Walker in the same situation the 93 machine is. As Aiden Walker is not yet on its first lap, but one of the drivers who is on his first lap is the driver of the 025. How about Michael Cormettis going to lead us through going to the 90-degree turn, the first turn at Watkins Glen, and on his way once again in the Red Bull Chevy Camaro. Let's see what he's got for us. How about we ride on board with the driver of that 025 machine and see what he sees as he rolls through upstate New York. And Cormettis there, the 025, you can see pushing it to the limit and gonna back all the way down, several gears down, going through the bus stop chicane. It comes back onto the track, gonna pass the extended segment of this racetrack where the cones are, and head down to the sweeping left and right-handers before this lap concludes. Gonna use a little bit of that rumble strip there and send it down by 2 gears. Not going to overshoot it, makes the apex there. And coming down for his second lap, Cormettis is with 7 minutes and 33 seconds remaining. It looks like it's in an extended qualifying for the originally anticipated 5 minutes. Here he goes once again, Cormettis does. First lap is going to put him top of the charts with a 111.256. And how about that? It looks like he's going to be top of the charts for now. Jackson Carr, Todrick Guecci. As Aiden Walker comes up to second and flies into the wall. It looks like a lot of drivers trying to best him, but nobody's got Cormettis so far. He is top of the charts as it stands. Gavin Austin already done. How about Andrew Cootie? How about the driver of the 54 and Sean Conklin? Looks like he's on his way as well. Nobody out on top except the driver of the 025, but James Thurston on his way, fastest in practice. We'll see whether or not he has what it takes to become the fastest in qualifying as well. If he does, going to be a great night for the driver of that 96. And it appears to be Freeman Racing Network saying it's going to be a appearance for the driver of Branislav Minjensic, as he is going to be spotting for Branislav. And Branislav Ethan Skye with an alternate account, as far as I believe we've been told beforehand, as Corey Lyles is going to put it into 9th with John Smith in 10th. Thurston coming around for the first time here tonight. One and only qualifying lap. It's a one and done to get onto the board. And it's going to be a crucial lap for the driver of that 96 machine. If he wants to get anything done, it has to be now or it's going to be never. Let's see what he's got coming around one last time. Does he have what it takes? Coming down the front straightaway. Let's see what he's got. Checkered flag would be out on his end. And that's going to put Thurston all the way to the top of no charts. That lap does not appear to be validated. Not sure what's going on there. It looks like not going to happen there for the driver of the 96. If it happened to the driver of the 99 machine and Chase Schaefer on his out lap so far. Alexander Baldera seems to be on pit road. His qualifying run is over. Landon Gentry on his way in just a moment. It appears to be as well for the driver of that 33 machine. As Landon Gentry does not appear to have taken a lap, or now it appears he does have a lap under his belt in timing and scoring. Chase Schaefer on his way, and Michael Cormettis not sitting too happy as a provisional pole sitter, because Walt Thurston is going to watch as Schaefer spins it. It's time to see if he wins it for pole position with 5 minutes remaining. Coming back down through the left-hander and the right-hander to end off the lap. The 96 machine in style here tonight in the Ford Mustang. And the final 2 turns going to be taken through the last one. What's he got in store? Coming down to the stripe once again. And Thurston is going to put that one top of the charts for the 96 machine. That's a 1 minute 10 second lap. 110.921. And he leads practice so far. And no driver is quicker at the moment. It looks like Chase Schaefer on the racetrack as well. That driver, the 99 machine, pushing to the limit to see if he has what it takes. And as it stands, James Thurston is going to start this one off where he finished last week. And how about that for the driver of the 96 machine? Schaefer on his way, though. One and only lap for him. And there we go for the driver of that 99. An incredible design there for the Monster Designs machine. Seeing that for the first time in this season. And coming down to the Left and right-handers here once again. A quick lap is what Chase Schaefer is hoping for, having some good runs this season. When he's able to start the race on time, we've seen him join some races late, but when he's early, he's able to make it happen with effective runs to the podium places. Coming back down to the stripe should be the final runner in qualifying tonight, and that's going to be a 1 minute and 11-second lap. That puts him in 4th on the charts, and that is his one and done. Schaefer, P4. On his first lap and only lap in qualifying. How about that for the driver of the 99 machine? Looks like it's over for Schaefer, and his run is done. And nobody else is on the racetrack so far. We'll see whether or not they choose to skip around and get to the next section of this race. But as it stands, Chase Schaefer in 4th, but it is going to be the driver of the 96 machine in the first position in qualifying. Qualifying is over. We're going to get to the grid in just a moment's time and run you through the 32-lap event starting grid in just a moment. Let's get to it for the first time here tonight in Watkins Glen. We hope you enjoy the presentation. We're just getting started here in only a moment's time before the race begins. How about that? We've had a few minute delay due to a server issue on iRacing's end, and it appears everything has been worked out, and we'll get to the action in just a moment's time here. 32 laps to settle this one, and it's going to be led by the driver of the 96 machine in James Thurston. Let's open up your starting grid and see how it goes for every single one of these drivers. James Thurston going to lead the way with the 1 minute 10.921, and Michael Cormetis with a 1:11.256 is on the front row as well. It's going to be Cormetis in 2nd, with the driver of the 99 machine will be 4th, sitting next to Sean Conklin's 54 machine on the 2nd row. Then it's going to be Sean Rowe and Ada Walker 5th and 6th on the charts, with Jackson Carr and Mason Moriarty 7th and 8th. Then it's going to be Gavin Austin there in the 9th position, next to Ethan Skye, Branislav Menjensik in 10th. Zach Todriff in 11th with Andrew Cootie in 12th, and then it's going to be Braxton Whitaker and Corey Lyles in 14th. Then it's going to be John Smith and Vincent Guecci, followed by the Alexander Anderson machine and Colby Kersey, and Joseph Armstrong is going to be next to River Page. They're starting 19th and 20th on iRating. River Page, and then next to him, the driver of the 95 and Alexander Balderas. 21st is Balderas, and 20th is Page. Then it's going to be Michael Dietz in 22nd, Landon Gentry and Brandon Dugan in 23rd and 24th. Round out your field tonight. And that's all we've got, a 24-car field. And should say all we've got, it's a pretty big field, and it's going to be a great field to watch tonight. As here we go through our outlap. Thurston on his way here for the first time in Watkins Glen. Let's see what these guys have for us. 24 great drivers looking to put on a great show. It's going to be one worth watching, that is for sure. Thurston won last week, 2nd winner in the last 5 races. If we're counting this one, it's going to be Thurston, as he followed up Sean Conklin's 3 straight victories. But Conklin tonight, not far from pole position. He was 3rd in qualifying, so he has certainly still got the pace, even though it's a different car or different entire style of a motor race. Trucks to cars. For the first time, we've had that swap mid-season in IORA, and a lot of drivers came out to support this decision. 32 laps of action here in the Glen. A very fast racetrack, one of the fastest in all of road courses, whether it's America or in the world. It's an action-packed racetrack, as it looks like Balderas is going to be smudging up the tires with the grass technique, and that's unfortunately something you only see in sim racing, but you can't blame a driver looking to get an advantage over his competitors. Thurston outside line right now, but that gives him the advantage through the first turn, and of course Cormetis on the inside line. And well, that's an advantage at ovals. It won't be an advantage starting here today. Thurston's got a great Haas inspired machine, the Haas Formula 1 inspired machine, with the Haas sponsorship on his side, and 2 Formula 1 inspired teams side by side to start this one. Thurston repping Red Bull, and Cormetis to his side is representing Red Bull. Us, represented by James Thurston, as I stated beforehand, and we've got a lot of drivers looking to make their own names known here just beside him. Schaefer behind Cormetis, repping his own paint schemes, some monster designs, and Sean Rowe, Sean Conklin going to sandwich the McLaren machinery of Sean Rowe, making it 3 Formula One inspired schemes in the top 5, an impressive number for a track that once held great Grand Prix action. We're going to get a great race out of this one nonetheless. For the first time here tonight, we are green for the first time in Watkins Glen. Now it is go time in the Finger Lakes. Welcome to the show. James Thurston's going to lead you through for the first lap. And it looks like he's going to be the driver of the 99 machine. Going to make some contact there, the leaders do. And Cormettis going to be able to squeak that one out for the first time. Looks like he's going to get it there out on that for the driver, the 025. Great job exiting. And the show is on for all the drivers. First caution's already out. Gavin Austin not involved in that one. Alex Anderson appears to be. And that is the case. A totally destroyed Anderson to start this one off. Unfortunate. But that's how your race begins here in the Glen. And we're going to get a replay on the matter, see what happened. And shuffled in the mid-pack here, Anderson going to make some contact. It looks like he's going to make it with the driver just in front of him. And that's going to be Joseph Armstrong getting shot right into him. And everyone blinks out from there. Let's see what happened. Oh, looks like he gets turned there and shot right at Anderson. And that's your first caution of the night as the remainder of the field gets through, but barely. And it's still led by now. It appears to be Sean Conklin as your new race leader. How about that? Conklin takes him through lap 1 and on to the second lap here in Watkins Glen. A minor technical discrepancy on your screen. You might have noticed it already, but the top ticker not showing the correct name for some reason. It is caution in Watkins Glen. You're not going to miss anything in this action-packed race. We hope you enjoyed the presentation. We'll be getting back to it in just a moment's time. It's going to be a great one here upstate New York. Always bringing out the best racing in stock cars, even if it isn't an oval. Action-packed racing all night through nonetheless. Going to be a great one to watch, and we hope you enjoy this one. Absolutely going to be one worth watching the whole way through, led by the driver of, who else but Sean Conklin. 3 wins on the season so far. Been a great showing throughout the entirety of the season. We'll see whether or not he has what it takes to get this one done throughout the night. Conklin, your race leader. We have solved the issue behind the scenes. It appears we're going to be testing it out right now, making sure that it works, as the driver of Sean Conklin leads the way. Second place, it is Michael Cormettis right now, and James Thurston in the 3rd position. As the top 3, the same as it was beforehand, just in a different order. A driver coming out of pit road right now, that is Vincent Guecci. And it looks like Guecci going to be out already. How about that for the driver of the 07 machine? Guecci on his way, and it looks like the issue has not been fixed just yet. We'll be able to fix it, though. We do know what is going on, and it can be fixed in just a moment's time. How about that for the drivers, of course, in this race? Waiting to get back to the show. It is still single file here in the Glen. The caution period has not been lifted just yet. And led by the safety car, still it is Sean Conklin in the Rowe Perry Motorsports machine. Great start for Sean Conklin as we see that he is the leader from 3rd on the grid. Was able to make a major jump as James Thurston and Michael Cormettis had contact early into this one and used that to his advantage and used it to the fullest. That is for sure, as Conklin got it done in style in the start of this race. Impressive job for the driver in that 54 machine. What a show being put on already. And we've got just about a lap and a half before we get back to the green flag action here tonight. We hope that you enjoy this presentation. Been a great one so far, but we are just getting started. And only a moment before we get back to the action. That is for certain. Led by the safety car Porsche of no driver, of course. 3 laps into this race, it is almost time to get back to the action as the intermission is still underway, working on what is going on behind the scenes. Make sure that the optimal viewing experience is in mind for every one of the viewers we have here tonight. We hope that you all enjoy this presentation. As we get back to this presentation in just a moment's time, it just looks to be a minor error behind the scenes for all of us, and we are going to be able to fix it in just a second. And it looks like we've all got that cleared up, with the exception of one thing. We're not sure what is going on. However, we are green again in Watkins Glen. How about that? We are going to get back to the action right now. Led by Sean Conklin, and Michael Cormetis is on the outside line. Array contact through as Cormetis going to beat and bang his way. It's going to be 3 wide through the first turn. Thurston there, and it looks like Jackson Carr is going to get through him as well. Carr at the third. Cormetis fades back big time. John Conklin leading the way over James Thurston, Jackson Carr, Aiden Walker, and the 93 machine there as well. The race just getting started for these guys. It's going to be a great show in and out lap 4. And side by side for Luke, Conklin's going to get it on Thurston right about now. And he gets it clear and dear as Thurston gets it in the grass just a bit. A few drivers already have. But Conklin already in the lead with Thurston chasing. Jackson Carr fighting side by side with Aiden Walker for the third position. Looks like everyone making it through this time by. We will be able to get green flag run out of it. 4 laps into this 32-lap show. And how about that for the drivers watching and waiting to get into the fight. 4 laps in. Can't be far from now where we see the most intense racing of the night. A very short race here in Watkins Glen. Perhaps one of the shortest all season. It is go time now. We've gotten through our first green flag lap in full, and Conklin's going to run big time wide. That's going to allow James Thurston to get by him, and that he does. The race for the lead. Swapping hands for the first time under green. It's Thurston leading Conklin. Lap 5 of 32. And how about that for the drivers just waiting to get into the mix? It looks like we got a lot of guys waiting to get into this one, as Thurston now leading Aiden Walker. Jackson Carr has gotten through, and Sean Conklin fading back to 5th. Having a lot of troubles. Michael Cormetis is going to spin it, and nobody's going to touch him. It looks like nothing has happened yet to any other driver, and no caution waved. Cormetis went around, but it looks to be all right. There we go, an instant replay on the matter. It looks like he just spins it by himself and gets it back on his way. Not a bad job there for Michael Cormetis. He's in 13th place, but no damage. That's going to be the saving grace for his race. And Cormetis back on his way once again. James Thurston leading the way over Aiden Walker now with a 1.4 second gap to second place. Looks to be a walkaway so far for the driver. The 96 machine, lowest position in this race. He's ran is second. The remainder of the field is close as ever. Andrew Rudy there fighting to mid back. Thurston extending his lead. Sean Rowe extending his gap to second from the driver of Aiden Walker. Looks like Walker getting the advantage this time by, and Jackson Carr is going to have to fight with Sean Conklin for 5th. Great exit through the bus stop there for Conklin, as we got one going right through the wall. That's Gavin Austin. Good trying to catch her right now. He's fallen many spots back, and Gavin Austin gets spun by Alex Anderson. No caution just yet, but now there is one. Austin, your second caution. Instant replay on the matter to see what just happened. It looks like he just loses it off exit. Gets it into the wall. Backs it down for just a moment. It gets it going. Tires smoke. Hits Anderson, who's on the racing surface. And that brings out yellow number 2. An unfortunate circumstance for these guys, but that is how it goes. For the driver of the 88 and the driver of the 66 involved in his second yellow tonight. Not going all too well for the driver of that 88 machine and the 67 as well. How about that? But Anderson's still on his way. These guys are far from done, even if it's getting a little bit challenging. Lap 7 of 32, that is your second caution on the night so far. James Thurston, your race leader so far. 7 laps through of 32. A little bit of a white blip on your screen there. We apologize for what that was. Working through everything. The Servers went offline for us for just a moment at first, and then we had to work on our alternate machinery to get this one back up. An unfortunate circumstance, this will not be happening again, but we are getting everything worked out behind the scenes. We will be bringing the optimal viewing experience in just a moment's time. Led by James Thurston, this race is going by lap 7 of 32 so far. We should come back to the green flag at around lap number 10. Very quick first third of this race. How about that for every one of these guys? We're looking to make a great showing. Only 2 cautions so far, 1 on the first lap and 1 on lap number 6. As everyone's gotten back to the start-finish line once already following the caution being thrown. And slowly rolling every driver is as it stands. Aiden Walker in second, Sean Rowe in third. And then the 4th position driver of Jackson Carr. We're going to be smoothing everything out in just a moment's time. Everything appears to be fixed, with the exception of applying the fix. That is what we're going to do right now. It looks like everything is ready to get back to being presented. Led by Thurston. Once again, a great showing for the driver of the 96 machine. And looking to cap it off with a victory. Going for back-to-back wins will be especially impressive, as Sean Conklin has won 3 straight races before Thurston won last week. So looking to usurp the throne for the driver of the 96 machine, rather than the 54, as the 96 looks to take that throne for the first time this season. No driver has had the dominance that the driver of that 54 in Sean Conklin has had. And nobody seems to be able to catch him thus far in the season. One driver looking to do so, that is Thurston. And it looks like only James Thurston is the driver who's going to be able to catch him as this season goes on. We are ready to get back to the presentation in its fullest form. Led by the 96 machine in Thurston, and Aiden Walker is just beside him. There we go. The top ticker is correct now, and we are ready to get to the action at its fullest. Colors are back on the screen, and every driver's unique identification visually is ready to be displayed at the fullest. It looks like a few are messed up, and we apologize for that. That is unfortunately something we cannot fix at the moment. We'll be waiting for the next caution to do that. And 1 lap to green now for the driver of the 96 machine in James Thurston. And just behind him, Aiden Walker looking to get a strong run for his car as he continues to fight in the championship hunt. But James Thurston in the hunt as well, looking for win number 2. He's able to get it done here tonight. It will be a story to tell, as he is making a comeback effort in the last few races, fighting the absolute dominator of this series in Sean Conklin. If he's able to do so successfully, absolutely an upset. Every one of these guys, strong drivers. Let's see who's able to get this one done off the restart. Only 2 turns before the green flag flies once again. And coming down to the inside line, the pit road is where the pace car heads. And we are green again from Watkins Glen. Here we go, led by James Thurston and Sean Rowe just behind him now. As it looks like we're going to have 3-4 wide entering the first turn. Walker on the highest side of it. No contact, or is there? Sean Rowe is going to go around, and we are going to have yet another caution. Unless they decide not to call it, he gets shuffled out. Conklin does not, but Rowe does. And we've got no caution as Michael Cormenes is skidding across the racetrack. Looks to be some damage, but a nice effect nonetheless visually. And Sean Rowe must not be happy about that one. And how about that? James Thurston leads the way. Aiden Walker in second. Michael Cormenes in third. Top 3 unscathed as it stands. And not a lot of time for those guys to get back in it. Lap 9, yet another caution. Looks to be in the back of the pack once again. John Smith involved. And there is John Smith in the Alex Bowman machine. Instant replay once again. Third caution to race, 9 laps through. And with everything smoothened out from the broadcast perspective, let's see if everything smooths out from the driver's perspective. How about John Smith? Let's see what just happened to the driver of the 48 machine. Oh, Gavin Austin. And we come in as soon as the incident occurs. How we get 10 seconds of foreshadowing on that one. Gavin Austin wiggles out. Joseph Armstrong wrecked, but Austin comes up the racetrack, hits River Page, hits John Smith, and Gavin Austin looks to have just caused that one, merging back onto the racetrack unsafely. And there we go. That is what caused that incident. Gavin Austin merges up and hits the John Smith machine as well as River Page. Before that, though, it looked like Joseph Armstrong went around. And a few guys certainly not going to be happy with Gavin Austin after that one. And it is 20. Now, I believe, 23 laps with the green remaining. Lap 11 would be the usual track cams 22 to go procedure, but as it stands, we're not able to get that done. No caution has came out in the 22 to go period ever since we introduced the 22 to go crank it up. And this might be a game changer for all of these guys. It's going to change the way that we usually do these crank it ups. We're going to have to wait until after lap 12, 13, as the 22 to go period is going to be passed by, much past that point. Lap 10 with a safety car out in front at Watkins Glen. James Thurston leads the way over Aiden Walker and Michael Clementis in third. How about that for the driver of the 96? And you know, with all the cautions coming out so far, how about we get our first interview of the night and get that interview with a driver who has been dominating this race thus far in James Thurston. How you feeling 10 laps into this race? And it looks like so far been a mostly pacing procedure, but you got out front after you lost the lead. How you feeling with the remainder of this race ahead of you?
It's been chaos in the BC, but I mean, I feel like I'm pretty quick out front, and if we can actually get on a long run, I feel like I actually have it. It's just a matter of actually getting there. If we keep having restarts like this, it's only a matter of time until I get shifted in turn 1 and sent in the wall. So,
and as you say,
I feel fast, but
apologies. As you say, chaos in the voice chat. Someone spun on pit road. That was Gavin Austin. Figured you would like to know that. It seems that staying out was the right move.
Yeah. I don't think pitting's worth it right now, because if more than like 2 or 3 people stay out, you're not going to be in a good position on the restart.
You're absolutely going to be correct on that one. A lot of guys staying out nonetheless, and it looks like you're saying you have the long run car with 11 laps on the tires. Of course, most of them yellow flags. Will your car hang on as the race goes on in perhaps a longer run?
I hope so. I haven't actually gotten there yet. We've only done, like 5 laps long run, so we'll see.
Worry about that. Only 5 laps we've seen thus far, and it looks like a few guys have already faded out already. Any final thoughts before we get back to this race?
I just hope I can stay up here. That's basically everything.
Well, absolutely looking to stay up front for the driver of the 96 machine, and James Thurston, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And there we go. That is your first interview of the night here. Thurston in the 96 relaying the message of caution in the voice chats. And it looks like Gavin Austin went around on pit road. And that might be a further reason for chaos in the voice chat. Apologies for the perhaps rude awakening for these drivers who are facing it at the moment. But it looks like it's going to be a tough one for every driver communicating with one another as is. Tensions are high as this race is getting into its one-third period of going. Lap 11 as it stands. We're going to be hitting lap 12 in just a moment's time. And only then we'll see who has the long run pace to get this one done. The driver of the 96 leads the way, and the driver of the 93 is in the second position. Let's see who has it, who has what it takes here in Watkins Glen. Pace car's going to dive onto pit road, and here we go again. Led by Thurston. It's green from Watkins Glen. Lap 12 of 32. Once again, we're watching and waiting to see what happens on this restart. Looks to be more double file, or is it? It looks like we have 4 wide in the middle of the pack. Top 2 drivers get away cleanly. No contact there, and it looks like we have a blip on your screen there. Apologies, as it looks like Aiden Walker is going to lead the way over Aiden Walker. Now it's going to be James Thurston leading over Aiden Walker. Just a little bit of a timing and scoring error, unfortunately, as it's led by Thurston all the way so far. And no caution yet for the driver of the 96 machine. And one final intermission. It looks like a final update has been made to our timing and scoring system. It's going to be now Aiden Walker leading the way over James Thurston. Thurston just about a half a second away from Aiden Walker. And look at him go, the driver of the 93 machine. We will see him going in just a moment's time. It looks like there is an error with the solution that we have put on beforehand, and now we have the final version of the solution ready to go in tonight's event. We hope you enjoyed the presentation as we get back to it just about now. We are ready to go here in Watkins Glen. Caution is out once again, however. We are not sure why this caution has come out. Looks to be yet another back-of-the-pack incident. We'll see what is going on. As the driver of the 93 gets a great start on James Thurston. Aiden Walker gets the advantage, gets the jump, and we're going to find out what happened behind the leaders and in the back of the pack following that restart. And as we wait to find out what happened on the racetrack, we're looking through the drivers who could have been involved. Looks like Mason Moriarty got involved in something, that is for sure. Let's find out what doesn't look to be anything besides blowing through the exit there. And nothing happened at that point. Checking Ethan Sky, the Branislav Majensic account. Nothing appears to have happened to the driver of the 09 machine. And everyone slows down. This is the caution period in effect. Trying to see what has occurred. There we go. We've got a view of what just occurred. And it looks like it took out quite a few drivers. And the 154 machine is involved. And that is Ethan Sky, Branislav Majensic. And let's see what just happened to the driver of Ethan Sky. It's a big pileup. And it was from that 4-wide calamity. How about that? Big spin. Goechi goes around. Goechi gets it saved, but that's about it. Everyone gets it back together. How about that? Yet another caution, lap 13 of 32. No long run so far. We're a third of the way through this race. Nonetheless, Aiden Walker in first. And it looks like he's going to lead the top two drivers down, or is he? Fake out there, and no drivers in the lead pack are going to go through. Few drivers way back to go in. It looks like John Smith went in. John Smith, a debutant this season in this race. And it looks like two others are going to go with him. And it looks like Vincent Guesci going to add on to that pile of drivers heading in to pit road yet again. A lot of beat up cars right now, but one of those drivers who is not beat up at all. How about the 93 machine? In Aiden Walker. We have not talked to him so far in this race, and how do we get the word from the driver of the 93 machine in just a moment's time? We're going to get to that just about now. We are ready to do just that. And for the first time tonight, it looks like Aiden Walker able to make a challenge to the driver of James Thurston. And here we go, new race leader Aiden Walker. How are you feeling following that, once again, short restart where you got the lead, and it looks like you might be able to hold on to it?
Can you not put me in the same channel? Just put me in the channel with Mikey. I don't feel like going with the cancer of that main channel. But, yeah, I've been just breaking later than Thurston in turn 1, so I think that's the only way I really got by.
And you mentioned a chaotic race, and we understand you were with Michael Kormetis. Any teamwork going on between you two drivers right now, or just looking to avoid the chaos?
Looking to avoid the yelling.
Keeping it brief, absolutely. A lot of yelling.
I was telling Mikey. Yeah.
How about that? Any final thoughts before we get back to this one?
213 somewhere is goated.
Sponsor placement there for the driver of the 93 leading for the first time tonight. Aiden Walker, thank you for your time. There we go. Aiden Walker is leading the way so far, and it looks to be a very, very chaotic group chat or voice chat in the IORA Discord server right now with all the lead drivers or some of the guys in the back who might have been the ones causing the trouble. And coming back to the start-finish line once again, here we go. It is going to be go time one more time in Watkins Glen. Pace car is going to pull off, and here we go, led by Aiden Walker. We are green from Watkins Glen, and it's going to be side-by-side once again. Let's see who takes the leap of faith and perhaps risks it all during this restart. Nothing so far. Everyone's going to play cleaner, are they? Schaefer's around, so is Jackson Carr, and we might just have another yellow. Instant replay going to be played as we see two cars go off course immediately as the race just begins. And Carr taken out there, gets involved with Schaefer, Michael Dietz. Yellow flags out again. We didn't make it a lap. In a wreck under yellow, Guechi, Todriff, everyone's upset it appears. And how about that? Big, big flaring Sempers. How about we see what happens? Guechi bit off just a bit more than he could chew, perhaps. Or it looks like actually a wreck in front of him. Wow! River Page involved in that one. And we'll see what happened, because it looks like it was Zach Todriff who initiated this one. Gets into the wall, comes down on River Page, gets Guechi. And all these guys are going to sweep across. Braxton Whitaker gets through marvelously. And if you guys get through as well, it looks like Shea Schaefer almost had the entire track blocked for him. But he gets through nonetheless. It looks like minor, if any, damage. But certainly nobody's happy with one another. This race is becoming quite the incident fest. And Schaefer must not be happy. He's caught down in 15th because of it. Watching Schaefer at the moment, 16 laps through in this 32-lap event. And it's been a surprising event, to say the least. A majority of these laps ran under caution. Aiden Walker leading the way over James Thurston. How about this? Almost no shuffling up front. Sean Conklin back up to third. Aiden Walker been up front all race. The top three, while staying stable, are certainly watching and waiting to see whether or not we get a long green flag run. And how about the driver we have not touched upon in this podium so far? And that is the 54 machine of Sean Conklin. Getting an interview from him will be the fighter driver in our podium so far that we have not talked to. And how about we talk to him for the first time here in this race? Sean Conklin, how are you feeling so far about halfway through this one?
Well, thank you for dragging me out of there. My ears hurt. It's a very loud race, and this has been absolutely crazy. Unfortunately, I don't feel like I have the pace to win. I'm just really not comfortable with the setup. I've been racing on a custom setup all week. I tried to get it for this race, but didn't have them. That's all right. So if I can get third here, this is decent points, and we can secure our points lead even more. Maybe if we finish in front of Thurston as well. So I'm just looking for a good points day here, and that's about it. I don't really feel like I have the car to win, but we're gonna try.
Absolutely gonna go for it, and you are back up to third, and it's been very short runs, and the last two we've not gotten past a half lap. So as it stands, you think you might have something for these top two guys if it ends up being an aggression overall match of everyone's cars at the end?
Well, I feel like I could get Walker on the long run if we do have a long run, but Thurston's pretty fast, but that's about it. I might be able to get second if we do have a long run, but that's pretty much about it. Thurston's zooming around here, so.
absolutely zooming the 96 machine is, but you appear to be as well. Any final thoughts before we leave this one off?
Hopefully we can get a long run in. I mean, it's been a lot of chaos in the back, so.
Absolutely. Sean Conklin in third right now, looking to get 2 more positions. And final thing, you want to be moved into another voice chat at the moment.
No, I want to be moved in there. Sometimes the chaos is fun, but my ears are bleeding. But move me back in there.
All right, going to be moved back into the chaotic voice chat. It appears every driver has been telling us about that, and Sean Conklin in third right now, no different. Thank you for your time.
Yep.
And there we go. Seems to be a lot of discussion going on in the IORA voice chat here tonight. Lap 17 of 32, and hopefully we'll be able to get a lap through in Watkins Glen. And certainly these guys up front hoping for that, but these guys in the back not able to capitalize on those turn 1 sends. And maybe by now, some of them will realize it might just not be the best thing to do to get this long run in. 17 laps through, 32 in total. Let's see what these guys have for us one more time. And once again, it's going to be Aiden Walker leading the way over James Thurston. And let's see what these guys have going down into turn 1. The most important turn of this track, it appears. If you mess up there, you cause yet another caution. But if you don't, you might be able to come out with 5-10 spots at the very best. And it looks like a driver like Alexander Balderas in 6th is an example of that. But how about the driver in first, Aiden Walker? Pace car is off, and we are green again from Watkins Glen. It's side by side for first, and no competition for the second row so far. Double file heading into turn 1. Most of the field is nobody gonna wreck. They are 4 wide in the back. They are spinning, and Chase Schaefer's around. Looks like it's gonna be Gentry involved as well, and 2 cars go around once again. And how about that, Brandon Dugan, another wreck. 55 of Dugan around, wrecked it entirely. One on the grass, and that appeared to be Lyles, but no caution this time by. Everyone's gonna fight through. Then power slides in there, and it looks like the race is underway for the first time in quite a while. How about that? Aiden Walker leading the way, and it looks like Thurston's gonna be his big competition. And watching it all play out right now, Aiden Walker is still your race leader. And it looks like we're going to be able to get a full green flag lap in. And as a result, well, it is past the 22 to go mark. We are going to get in our track cams 22, crank it up. Thank you all for waiting, as we are going to get to that for the first time here tonight. It is go time once again for the crank it up period. Uninterrupted viewing experience. Let's get to it with the best cameras in iRacing. Here we go again. Let's crank it up. And 12 laps to go from Watkins Glen. It looks like this time by James Thurston's going to go to the inside of Ian Walker. And side by side for the lead for the first time in green flag action. For the first time in just about 15 laps. Thurston gets it done. Ian Walker slips up for the first time all night. And that's going to cost him the race lead. Now, the battle for the lead is going to heat up. And it's going to intensify tenfold. As Thurston's going to be much slower to the left-right-hand section, leading to the start-finish line. And you can see these two drivers are absolutely pushing it to the limit right now. It takes everything they have to keep within distance of one another. And a road course racing, the best drivers come to play. And a driver like James Thurston absolutely came to play with force tonight. The 96 machine coming out in style with the Haas-inspired machinery. Of course, Haas F1-inspired machinery. The Haas Ford Mustang with Aiden Walker's 213 similar machine chasing him just behind. Looks like with that clean air, James Thurston is able to pull away for the first time all night. Impressive. If he's able to keep it up, it's going to be even more so. Let's see what he has going into this one. It's going to be a fight to the finish from here on out. 1 minute, 11 seconds last time by for the driver of that 96 machine. Actually, 1 minute 10 for the driver just beside him. And Aiden Walker there. Walker is pushing it to the limit as well. These guys are absolutely flying here, as these are the most intense laps these guys have had all night. Mason Moriarty is the highest up driver in position on new tires, as he is going to squirrel it through there. But it looks like that 6 machine is all right in the 6th spot. And it looks like the top 3 guys have pulled away by a mile. But it looks like Sean Conklin reeling Cormetis in. And this is for yet another position in the points chase. Michael Cormetis and Sean Conklin both fighting for that championship. Conklin, of course, is your points leader. And is looking to solidify that championship lead further and further as the night is going to get to its final few laps. 10 laps to go. The double-digit mark for one last time in laps. And then we're going to get down to the final stretch. The first 2/3 of this race, all cautions. But now it's a driver-on-driver battle for the top spot once again. Well, let's see whether or not these guys have it in them to fight for the lead. And if they're not able to do so, it might just be a runaway from one driver or another, as Conklin is getting chased. The driver is Sean Rowe, but Michael Cormetis absolutely is getting chased by Sean Conklin as he breaks later each and every time he can. Let's see what he has once again, as Sean Rowe is going to slide it big time there. And Conklin in front of Cormetis. He is not yet, but he dives into the braking zones each and every time. But Cormetis seems to just have a little bit of a better exit. And we're going to try to watch from the rear view perspective of the driver of the 25. You can see them chase each other just about dead even. Coming into the back straightaway here. And this is the point where it all matters. This is one of the spots you can make up an awful lot of time with 9 laps to go. Dives in. Cormetis does. Conklin as well, but it looks like Conklin's going to get a much better exit through, as Cormetis does not have the confidence to shoot through all the way. But either way, these two are just about dead even lap after lap. Conklin's lap in comparison to Cormetis was just about 200 slower last time by. Looks to be trailing back at this lap, as it might be tires that are failing him in the long run. We'll see whether or not that is the case and whether or not that is confirmed as the race goes on. But these two are still the closest 2 drivers fighting for position on the racetrack as it stands. Half a second separating these two. And when they fight for position, these two fight for the lead of the race. Walker glued to the back bumper of James Thurston now. It looks like these two are pulling away from the remainder of the field in style with 8 laps to go. They are the battle everyone is going to be focusing on, whether or not it's the drivers in the voice chat or, of course, the viewers at home, as these two are putting on a runaway, led by the driver of that 96 machine in Thurston with 8 laps left. Whether or not he's able to complete the victory, it'll be all down to him as he soars through once again. It's going to be Aiden Walker chasing him. It's a 3/10 gap between these top 2 drivers. Aiden Walker has had some impressive runs this season. Thurston as well. Thurston's first win in this series, season number 3, was last week. And looking to double up in a totally different car and a totally different style of racetrack. As Aiden Walker bows down to the inside line, so does Thurston. But the edge goes to that 96 machine once again. But it looks like last lap by, the driver of the 93 was 0.2 faster. This time by, it looks like it's going to be a 500th advantage to Thurston as Walker dives it down time and time again. Just seems to have that later braking on the driver of the 96 machine, and that's what's keeping him in this fight advantageous in many ways. Aiden Walker is, but that straight line speed dominated by Thurston. It looks like he's going to be able to use his advantage once again to cut the draft's power without having to weave and block the entire track. Coming down to the end of the bus stop chicane. Once again, these guys soar through. You can see two drivers, or rather two wheels on the driver's side, not lifted through the exit, but are lifted through the entry. It absolutely shows how these guys are pushing. And sideways, both guys are there. Walker getting a little more sideways as he's pushing it to the limit all the way to the grass there. But Thurston keeping calm and keeping it collected with 7 laps to go in this race. And start-finish line going to show you a big deficit for Aiden Walker. Very, very slow lap that time by. Going to have to come back in force if he wants to get something done on the driver of the 96 machine in James Thurston. Going to be pushing to the limit. 100% is all he can give. He wants a chance at P1 at the end of this race. For Menace in third right now, following is Sean Conklin. These two are getting closer and closer with one another. Now they are closer than the two drivers fighting for the lead as they go and battle for the third position. Sean Rowe getting into the mix as well. He's 1.5 seconds back. He appears to be on pace with Cormetis. As almost side by side, Conklin and Cormetis are there very close bumper to bumper now with 6 laps left. Conklin gets to the inside line on Cormetis, and they're going to be fighting side by side through the left and right section of this track. And it looks like Cormetis is going to have to fight for his life. Let's check the rear view camera for the driver of the 25 machine. Conklin gets up on him that time by. Comes down the front straightaway, both of them. And it looks like Cormetis has the jump coming down the front. Big jump by Conklin. What's he going to do with it? Nothing there. And it looks like Cormetis is going to stay on his way as he's going to be still clear of the 54 machine, while James Thurston has to do battle in a similar fashion with Aiden Walker. And Walker going to have to make a lunge once again to keep himself in it. And that he does, but only slightly. Big jump nonetheless. And he's still in it, gets on the grass just a bit. But he's still going. 5 laps left. It's all or nothing right now for every one of these drivers. And led by Thurston, the field is, once again, he's been dominating this performance all night long. Nobody's been able to touch him except for Aiden Walker for a short moment. But even then, Thurston leading the way for the majority of this race. And very few are even close to the pace that he's been able to put up in that 96 machine all night long. As the top 2 drivers are wrapped in a blanket, and 3rd and 4th are as well. These 2 guys going to the limit absolutely time after time as they're sliding through these corners like it is nothing. Cormetis, Conklin separated by a 10th. So are these 2 drivers, and Thurston and Aiden Walker. It's a battle for the top 2 and a battle for the top 3 overall, as it looks like Aiden Walker's going to go to the inside line this time by, or does he? No, he doesn't. And they're going to send it to the chicane once again. And how about Sean Rowe? He's now in the battle for 3rd. He is caught back up to these top 3 drivers. He is now about half a second faster than all of these guys in this battle, with the exception, of course, of himself. He has the pace to pass them both in the same lap, if, of course, he gets it open. Side by side, these 2 drivers fighting for the lead are not. Sean Rowe might be able to make a lunge in just a moment's time, coming down to the front straightaway. That turn 1 is an incredible place to make a dive. If you're able to make it successfully, you're going to be the stuff of legend. And it looks like James Thurston has been muted by the entire server in IORA. Not sure why, as he leads the way. As Aiden Walker in second, and Cormetis fighting with 2 drivers now in Conklin and Rowe for third. With 3 laps left, it's 5 drivers against the world with a clean track practically left to all of them. And these guys have been sawing all race long. Just because it was a caution flag for a majority of this race, just because just about 15 laps of this race were held under yellow, doesn't mean these guys were pushing. And look at him go. James Thurston does slides through once again. And it's 9:02 on the East Coast, but these guys are pushing to get this one done just a bit early. As Cormetis fights with Conklin, and Conklin is running that strip on the inside line hard. But it looks like Cormetis just has that exit velocity, and it keeps it going. The top 2 drivers separated by 0.3 of a second sawing. These guys are. Impressive job for the 96, and even more so, Randy Driver to keep up. But then again, it only matters if you're in first, and Thurston is in that spot with 2 laps to go. The remainder of the field is going to have to fight him if they want that win. Gets off the straightaway very, very well down through the 90. And the 3-car bundle still fights for third. And 2 laps to do it here. Thurston leading the pack, Aiden Walker in the second spot. And it's been an incredible race by both of these guys, putting on an awesome show for every viewer to watch. And we hope you do enjoy this one. This has been a battle for the ages here by these top 2 guys. Is Aiden Walker keeping touching distance, playing it fair, playing it clean. He's going to get a monster entry, monster midway, and a pretty good exit to boot. As he's going to be chasing James Thurston with all he's got. Cormetis, he's going to have Conklin on his inside line this time by. Is he going to be able to switch over? No, he does not. But Conklin is going to go on the inside line, and yes, he gets it that time by. Cormetis gets him back there side by side once again, entering the front straightaway. 1 lap to go. This is what determines it. Who's got what it takes? We're going to find out. Walker, second position. What's he got for the driver? The 96 and Thurston, we're going to find out. Going down to the S's. This is all it's got for the drivers, as it looks like Cormetis is going to fall back into 5th. But he's going to fight hard with Sean Rowe there, locking cars. And this might just give it to Sean Conklin by default. Rowe's going to get Cormetis, and he's going to fall 2 positions in 1 straightaway. Last chance for Sean Rowe, fastest driver in this pack. What's he got for the remainder of these guys? We're going to find out. Big cut by Aiden Walker, not going to pay off that time out. We saw him go through the grass, and this is final opportunity for any driver to win this race. Coming off the right-hander and the left-hander. The final 2 turns of this track. And it's going to be go home or go big for the driver of Aiden Walker. Final turn now. Will he lunge? Looks like he does. Nothing's going to happen. After 32 laps of trial and tribulation, James Thurston's going to win it from Watkins Glen. What a performance. Walker second, Conklin third, and Sean Rowe in 4th. Michael Cormetis comes home in P5. What a performance there from the driver of the 96 machine. And he's going to come home after that one, ready to celebrate it with the Busch Light fire suit. The Haas sponsorship in tow. An incredible performance for what an incredible driver James Thurston is. And everyone coming around to congratulate him, as every driver is ready to finish off their cool down lap and send it into pit road. And Thurston burns it down just over the speed cam. How about that? And on his way again. Waiting for the speed cam to refresh and get him from a different angle. and burning it down after incredible performance, rightfully so, for James Thurston, getting it done in Watkins Glen. How about that? And several drivers still on track, but only one is your race winner. And how about that for the 96 machine? Looks like burnouts are over, but back-to-back wins, and the first win in the IORA Cup Series with the next-gen cars this season. How are you feeling, James Thurston, after what a race that was? How about that?
That's one of the more difficult wins I've ever gotten in this league. I didn't think we'd actually get a run that long. So I mean I didn't think the Walker would stay with me that much either. So good job on him, honestly. That was really fun. I think the dirtier was hurting him though, so I don't know. Maybe the battle could have been better if it wasn't as much dirtier. But I had to drive really hard every lap. I think like every lap that run was a 1 minute 10-second lap. So I mean that's a pretty quick lap around here.
Absolutely, that is a pole position lap, and since you were your pole sitter, you were the pole sitter of this race, you would know, and it was an incredible battle between you and Aiden Walker. Any doubt in your mind at the tail end of it that you were going to be the one who did not come out on top?
Well, going into the final lap, I saw Walker send it in the final couple of turns coming to the white. Then on the white, he went and overdrove the bus stop and got a time penalty. So right then and there, I kind of knew I had it won as long as I didn't do something really stupid. But yeah, it was a good battle there for about 10 or so laps. So yeah, hopefully we can have some better racing because obviously there's a lot of wrecks. But I think the next gen will be better for this league than the trucks were, and I think that the racing will be good for the fans to watch.
Absolutely been great to watch this one tonight, and starting a new next-gen era here in the IORA Cup Series. Of course, the first race in this new era, it was at Watkins Glen. But how about what we have coming up next week following, of course, Watkins Glen, Phoenix, 100 laps. How you feeling going into that one?
I've come to like Phoenix, so hopefully I'll do good there, and the lines that I'm used to running that are a little bit unusual will be fast. Because yeah, I like to run some crazy lines because you can use a lot of lines in 3 and 4 there, and get some big runs down the front stretch. So that'll be a lot of fun. Last season it didn't go too well because I slammed the inside wall like 2 times because I just didn't practice. But I got more practice this time, and I know where the track perimeters are.
Wow, but that looking confident for next week. Back-to-back winner James Thurston looking to match Sean Conklin's run of 3 straight victories, and it looks like it's more than possible. The new car won't phase him. It's a 96 machine. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And there we go. How about we get to our second position driver in this race, and Aiden Walker, runner-up here tonight. And what a battle you had with James Thurston. How'd you feel in those final few laps?
It was interesting. It was a fun battle. It's just with how wide the back of the car is, you can barely see where you're going. So that's pretty much what happened to me in the S's at one lap. I probably ruined my shot at winning. I was right on him, but when you're right on somebody, you can't see where you're going. That really annoys me. But I mean, second place for 3rd time this season. I think it is. Yeah. Good wins, Thurston. Yeah.
Wow, but that second for the 3rd time this season, and a very consistent run in the points as well. Now, when it came down to it, we did have that long run. How was your car feeling during that long run, as it was a battle between you and Thurston with the best cars all race?
Well, there's no tire wear, so yeah, that's kind of a problem. That has been in iRacing for a while for the next gen, but if only they could do that for Bristol. But yeah, it is what it is.
Well, absolutely getting it done in second here tonight. Next week, Phoenix. How are you feeling going into that one? Because last season's Phoenix event, quite the iconic race in IORA history.
Yeah, I really want Gavin to do that again. Or just because, why not? That was probably the best moment. But Yeah, the next one's usually terrible at Phoenix, so don't expect much from the drivers to say anything because almost everyone's going to be yelling about the entire how tight it is on the corners.
Well, nonetheless,
Unless they
my apologies.
fix it up. No, you're fine.
Well, how about that? Nonetheless, second place here tonight and looking toward Phoenix, getting another consistent run to keep that championship hope alive. Aiden Walker.
Wait. No, wait. I did see what Thurston did to take the lead. He kinda used me up. Go in the memory box.
Well, absolutely. Still, what a battle it was nonetheless. Aiden Walker, second place here tonight and looking towards the next race in Phoenix. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And how about that? How about we get a final few interviews in? We're going to get our final driver of the podium procedure in, Sean Conklin. And how you feeling after that third place run here tonight? Looked like it was a 3-car battle at the tail end to finalize that podium position placement.
It was okay. I mean, I thought I was gonna be able to battle with the two up there, but I just couldn't find the pace. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Not much else happened, and then I was able to battle with Michael at the end, and we were able to get him. So, got third, which is, like I said, we were going for a good points day, and that's still a good points day. So, we'll come back next week, and hopefully we can get the win there.
Absolutely. Next week at Phoenix, how you feeling going into that one?
We'll have to see. We'll have to see how I do in officials first, and then I'll see what my confidence is.
Well, absolutely going into the official season for Phoenix as the NASCAR Cup Series runs its final race of the season, but the next gen's just getting started here in IORA. How are you feeling with a new change in car?
I mean, I don't care for it, but I just kind of wish we would wait to the end of the season to change car. But whatever they want to do, if it provides better racing, then they can stick to it, and I'm fine with it.
Absolutely. It looks like, nonetheless, in spite of the car change, you're still up there and rounding out the podium here tonight in the third spot. Sean Conklin, the 54 machine, thank you for your time.
Yep.
And we're going to get one more interview before we get this one over with, and going to read a chat to end this one off. Michael DH P9 here tonight, and Josh Lilly coming in for the support. Thank you both for stopping by, and of course, how about we round this one off with our request for an interview, and Michael DH, 9th position here tonight. How are you feeling after this one?
I'm good. You know, road courses aren't my thing and all that, but Watkins Glen is the only road course that I can feel confident in just about anything. So, you know, good run for the Akron bands, Walt Whitman High School, YG Band Chevy, and I don't know if I'll be able to race at Phoenix, but we'll move on to the next one.
Absolutely. Phoenix up next week. If you are able to race there, how are you feeling going to that one?
Well, Phoenix is another of one of my not so good tracks, so I guess we'll see how I do in officials if I can run officials, that is. So we'll see.
Absolutely, and when we come down to it, Phoenix is going to be the second race of this season with the next-gen cars. How are you feeling after the car change? As we asked Sean Conklin, who didn't appear to care for it all too much, you got any different opinions, or are you more or the same on that one?
I could care less about the car change. I've actually grown more accustomed to the next gens. If anything, I feel like the Xfinity cars are my best cars in the sims, but I'm fine with the car change, in all honesty.
Well, how about that for the driver of the 57 machine, rounding almost out the top 10. They were in 9th position, besting Braxton Whitaker for that final spot in the top 10, and looks like a strong run as DH hoping to compete next week. Thank you for your time.
I did that, thank you.
And that is going to end your interview procedures, including the podium procedure here tonight. We're going to run through your race results following that one, and we will be getting on to our next stream in just a few minutes' time. And it will be the Highline Racing League at Sonoma that we'll be getting to in just a moment, and we hope that you enjoy that presentation when we get to it in just a few moments. It's going to be a great race there as well. 2 road courses to be the events of tonight on this channel. We hope you enjoy both of them. James starts in your race winner here, followed by Aiden Walker and Sean Conklin. The top three separated by 5.4 seconds. Then it's going to be Sean Rowe, Michael Cormetis, Chase Schaefer, Mason Moriarty, John Smith, and Michael Dietz, with Braxton Whitaker in 10th position, rounding out your top 10. Then it's going to be Jackson Carr and Corey Lyles, your final car on the lead lap, and Alex Anderson. And every single driver past Alex Anderson is a retirement, with Anderson, Todris, Gavin Austin, Landon Gentry, Brandon Dugan, Alexander Balderas, Joseph Armstrong, Vincent Guecci, and Rubber Page in 21st. Also being retirements with Branislav Manchensik, Colby Kersey, and Andrew Cootie rounding out your field tonight. That will end this race in the IORA Cup Series, and what a race it was. We hope you come back next week at Phoenix, but the show is far from over. We're going to be back in just about 15 minutes time to present the Highline Racing League's 60-minute showdown at Sonoma, and we hope you enjoy that presentation because we're going to get to it in just a minute or so's time. Thank you all for watching here tonight. We hope you enjoyed this presentation. We will see you in the next race. We hope you enjoy that one as much as you enjoyed this one. Thank you all, and have a good night. We hope you stick around for the next presentation.